Ding, ding, ding. Welcome back, everybody. It's another beautiful day in the neighborhood because we are back inside the infamous ring. And guess what? It is Super Bowl Sunday. Kansas or San Francisco, who you got? Well, it's all good. It's Super Bowl Sunday, so we know we're going to have some amazing commercials and an exciting game. And as all y'all know, I am Trey Amazing, your favorite part-time stripper, part-time pastor, but full-time dating commentator. And this is Ringside's very own Corner Confessions. And today we have rising author, speaker, and someone who's making waves and making folks clutch their collective pearls. She is speaking up and speaking out for the side pieces out there who have lost their way and forgotten the rules of the game. Well, she's no referee, but she is here to blow the whistle and let people know the game is to be played and how to keep it hot in a cold world. Players may change, but the game remains the same. She's the author of How to Be a Better Jump Off. Here to break hearts and collect coins, we have none other than Kelli Davis, aka Kelli Koins. Welcome back.
Thank you for having me. Oh, I really appreciate this. I remember we did the first interview. It was like, yeah, we got to do a second part. Definitely.
Oh, yeah.
So much has changed in 2020, just in 2024 alone. I mean, woo.
It's been quite a year. Woo. And we just getting started.
Oh, I know.
But, you know, I definitely got to acknowledge before we continue, last summer when I really made my delve into TikTok, posting a clip of the first interview really took off. You remember, I think I tagged you in it. The only thing better than pussy is what?
New pussy.
New pussy. And that clip got so many views, so many comments, so many hearts. People were, people definitely saw the magic, and you know, you became a good name. You know, they clicked on your profile, they clicked on, you know, it was a lot to say, but yeah, that was, I think, by far one of my best videos on TikTok so far. So yes, I think the word is out. You know, pussy is great. The only thing better than pussy is new pussy, and new pussy reigns the undisputed champ. Hey,
I had a conversation with a friend the other day, and I was like, listen, you can be in a relationship with a man for 15 to 20 years, and you can do new tricks and it's still old pussy doing new tricks. You know, it'll never compare to the new pussy that's out there for some men. So.
Well, you know, I like the fact that, you know, you and I are friends on Facebook, and, you know, every once in a while you'll tag me in a post or a video about, you know, side chick shenanigans going on. And it's a lot going on out there. You know, some of it's funny, some of it's tragic, some of it is just, what the hell?
Exactly.
But, you know, based on the tone and tenor of our first interview, I really felt that it was necessary for you and I to have a sequel, because you have a lot to share. You have a message that I think resonates with people, but I really want us to, you know, delve deep, because when we're talking about, you know, jump offs, you know, side pieces, side chicks, side dick, you know, whatever vernacular you want to call it,
right.
You know, it's a lot of that going on.
Yeah, it is, and people just don't understand. You know, I get it all the time when I talk about my book on social media. I mean, they'll jump down my throat. It's like, why? It's like, I can't believe that you wrote a whole book about fucking up somebody's marriage. I was like, no, sweetheart, that's not what it is. I'm just giving, you know, your husband the rules of the game. I'm giving the side chicks the rules of the game, so you'll never know. Your marriage will never be in shambles, you know. But they don't see it that way. They think that I'm playing the devil's advocate, I guess, in a way. And maybe I am. You know, but it's so much out here that can be preventable.
So, you know, in terms of prevention, so from your experience and, you know, observations over the years, what in your thoughts, what compels, you know, right now we're going to talk about men. I mean, women have side pieces and women have side chicks, but, you know, in regards to men, what compels men to have a side chick? Do you think it's more so a personal character flaw on their part? Do you think it means something is wrong with the marriage, or something that the wife isn't doing, or, you know, is just more so just sex has gotten too mundane? What do you think? Like, what are some of the more pervasive reasons you've seen why men would get a side chick?
Opportunity.
Opportunity
is there. You know, the opportunity is there for what? New pussy.
New pussy.
Okay, so it's out there. And you have to, you have to be a strong, faithful man to kind of like, no, I'm not going to do this. Let me give you an example
Break it down.
how bad it is out here with some of these side chicks. I saw a video, maybe a year ago. Royce the 5'9", the rapper from Detroit, posted a video of LeBron James literally running from this woman. It was like they were in the mall or something. And he had to go down the escalator the wrong way to get away from her. She was literally on him that tough, okay? So when you have women out there like that, okay, the opportunity, and she's not the only one, you know what I mean? So you have somebody like LeBron James or who else? Any celebrity, basically. I mean, the opportunity is there. You don't even have to be a celebrity. You could just have a nice job, a nice car, whatever. These women are there. The opportunity is always there.
Well, speaking of opportunity, do you think, and I've heard this, before, people say that women find married men considerably more attractive than single men. I've heard that over the years. I've heard, men say, well, I didn't get this much opportunity until I got married or until I got into a serious relationship. Do women, side chicks or just women generally, they tend to find married men more, attractive? And, is that the reason why, so much opportunity kind of allows for a side chick?
I think that has a lot to do with it. Let me just tell a story about my brother. When my niece was born, and he has always been a hands-on dad. And when he would take my niece out to the mall or wherever, so many women would just like pounce on him because I guess that's a good quality. You're a good dad, so that's a good quality. Oh, you're married, so there has to be something good about you that someone wanted to marry you, and so they're attracted to whatever that is. I mean, my brother literally had to fight people off when my niece was around because he is, and he was then when she was little, and he still is a great dad, and that was a draw for a lot of women. He picked up a lot of women when he took my niece out for the day or wherever they did. So women find that attractive.
Wow. I've always heard that, and because you hear women say, well, you hear guys say, I've heard a couple instances where men who were single pretended, they would go out and get a wedding band and pretend to be married just to attract women. I'm like, dude, that's kind of desperate. But I've heard men say it works.
Exactly.
I've heard guys say, yeah, they pretend to be married just to attract women. But check this out. For the women who are going to be watching this, the girlfriends, the wives, what would you, if you had to, do a seminar on signs and red flags to pick up on that suggest that your man has a side chick, what would you tell these women, out here who, they're trying to figure out, okay, how do I know if my serious boyfriend or my husband has a side chick? What would you tell them to be on the lookout for?
Okay, first thing, go with your gut. The gut never lies. Okay, if you feel like something is wrong, it might be something wrong. Okay. The other thing is that a lot of men, and this does not pertain to you, Troy. I'm just going to say men in general.
I ain't in it. I keep my heart and the parts at home.
Okay. The men in general some of them are very stupid. And so they change their behavior without thinking that they're changing their behavior. Okay. I had a situation where I was dating a guy, never, just went to work every day. Okay. Then all of a sudden you're wearing cologne. All of a sudden you are
working out.
You're working out, or I can't reach you. One time, I guess he got tired of me calling, and he answered the phone. It sounded like you're in the bathroom. Like, whose bathroom? The bathroom has the echo. It's like, whose bathroom? It's like, what are you talking about? Okay, so there are signs that you can look for. Now, I'm not saying that these are, concrete. You know what I mean? But your gut, when your gut tells you something, that go with your gut. and then you'll see some, because he's going to change. His behavior is going to change. Okay, he, like I said, he may not be reachable for a certain amount of time. Now all of a sudden you with your boys more often. Your boys, you know what I mean?
Going on the guys trips.
So you're doing all these things that you never done, never done before. As a matter of fact, you remember, have you been following Ms. Gail on TikTok? The lady who caught her husband at the Atlanta airport with a side chick?
No, but
oh my God,
break it down.
Oh my God! So
it had to be in Atlanta.
It was in Atlanta. Miss Gail found that her husband had been cheating on her. Okay, and she caught him in the lounge club at the Atlanta airport with the side chick. Okay.
Classy.
But he was always going on business trips alone. Okay, he never invited her to these business trips. He was like, no, I'm going to be gone all the time, and I'm doing this, and I just don't want you to be alone. Always. And then finally, something clicked. She's like, let me check. It was that gut. It's that women's intuition that usually kicks in. Sometimes it doesn't kick in because we don't want to believe it.
You're stuck in denial.
Yes, we don't want to believe it. Same thing with Wendy Williams when she was going through with her husband. There were red flags. There's always red flags, okay? But sometimes we don't want to have to deal with it because it's going to hurt if we found out the truth. So we kind of stay in denial. But yeah, you gotta check out Miss Gail on TikTok.
I'm gonna check that out.
She's going through a whole thing, and she finally she went through all of the bills, the American Express bills, and had the side chick's name and the places.
Just dumbass.
Okay. So she had the information, every hotel they were in, everything. And here's the thing. The American Express was in Miss Gail's name.
Dumb ass.
But she didn't pay the bills, so she never looked at it until something got her attention, and then she starts, doing her investigation, and then this is what she found, that he had been in this relationship for a very long time.
At the end of the day, and I've stated this publicly, there are many reasons why I individually, I'm not interested in cheating, because again, if I'm dating a special woman, she doesn't deserve that. But I'm also self-aware to know that I would get caught, because I'm not, when it comes to details like that, I'm not that bright. So if I know, okay, I'm gonna get caught, how about I just don't do it?
Just don't do it.
I'm gonna just stay home.
I don't do it. Or Troy, if you're going to do it, at least give your significant other the respect that she needs and deserves, and say, hey, sweetie, this is not working out between you. I want to move this way. Instead of the lying, because in some of Miss Gail's videos, she confronted him and said, who is this girl? And he was like, I don't know who that is. I don't know what you're talking about.
You just played dumb.
Just played dumb. Played dumb until he couldn't play dumb anymore. And she had too many receipts. And you know what he told her? One time, I can't remember in which part he decided to confess. And he was like, yeah. And she said, well, I think we need to go to counseling and work on our marriage. She was like, okay. He said, but I'm not leaving her.
He said he's not leaving?
He's not leaving her. And you know why he said? He's like, I said, I'm not divorced. I said, I don't want to fuck up my money.
Ooh. So he's like, I don't want a divorce, but I'm not leaving my side chick.
I don't want a divorce because I don't want you to take all my money, because that's going to fuck up my relationship with my side piece. And so it's a whole mess on TikTok, because then the side piece comes on and says some stuff where, because Miss Gail and her husband have been married like 20-something years. But come to find out, he was married before Miss Gail, and they started dating before his divorce was final.
So this is just a pattern
for him.
Wow.
So it's like, it's like how you get them. You know what I mean? So it's like a new cast. Remember, it's the same script. It's the new cast.
New cast. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, it's the same.
Same story, just new casting.
Exactly. And so I feel for Miss Gail. Just like I watched the Wendy Williams documentary, and I felt for her too. You know, no one wants to. You know, that's brutal. That's a knife in the heart that no one deserves. You know, like I said, just be respectful. Just just let me know.
Right.
Just so I know how to move. You know.
No, that makes sense. It makes total sense. You know, again, you have people out here who, you know, I don't condone infidelity, and then on top of that, it's a complete and total disrespect to your marriage, to the person you allegedly love,
your kids,
your family,
everything, everybody. I mean, it's a blow to everybody. So yeah, and you know, people say, well, how can you write this book?
I mean, at the end of the day, because as men, I'm like, dude, don't risk your home for a hotel room. You know.
One more time.
You know, at the end of the day, it's like, okay, don't risk your home for a hotel room.
Okay.
It's not worth it. I mean, I don't know. That's just me talking. Because at the end of the day, look, there's always going to be, until the day you die, there's always going to be attractive women out there. There's always going to be opportunities. There's always going to be there, but you have to draw a line in the sand sometimes and just say, you know what?
It's not worth it.
It's not worth it.
It's not worth it.
You know, it's just, it's not. So, I mean, but going down that path, I mean, you mentioned, you know, men, you know, going on business trips, frequent business trips. Do you feel alone? You know, no other colleagues, no about just anything. I need to go to Thailand for a business trip.
Exactly.
You know, something like that.
Exactly.
Do you feel like there are certain professions or occupations, you know, that, you know, create more opportunities for people to cheat? Or, you know, for women, if you're talking to women, you know, would you say there are certain opportunities that, or certain jobs that men work that may lend themselves more to infidelity? Or,
you know, it's funny, I saw a list on social media, and the number one was truck drivers. Over the road truck drivers. Because they are always on the road, so they have an excellent excuse. They you know, they can
always
say,
traveling.
well, honey, I'm picking up a load here, and I got to take it across the country. And
picking up a load here. Wow.
So it's those type of jobs where, you know, women can get caught up in, where, you know, this is their job. They have to. They're on the move all the time. So it makes it easy for a man to cheat when they're always on the road. Even if they're not a truck driver. I think Miss Gail's husband was some kind of financial person. I can't remember what his job was, but it kept him on the road a lot. So and that's one of the reasons why a lot of women don't, you know, they miss it, because it's like, okay, he does travel a lot because this is what he does.
That's how he makes that money.
Exactly.
He's got to travel.
Exactly. And so it becomes easy. But sometimes men can get caught up.
You just be stupid. It's all good.
It is. It's just being stupid, because it becomes easier, and the easier it becomes, they become sloppy at it. And then when you become sloppy, then you leave all these little red flags. You got all these receipts, and boom, you got.
And I think sometimes, you know, you have men that just underestimate how intuitive and intelligent their woman is. Like, don't, you know, she's not dumb. She's gonna pick up on inconsistencies.
Exactly.
And, you know, it's like things like that. Because I've said, you know, I've been like this since I was a kid. I know I'm a bad liar. So I don't need to be out here trying to figure out, you know, what lie I told on Monday and, you know, try to keep up. Yeah,
on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No, I got in trouble way too many times as a kid for being a bad liar.
Yeah.
And so you know, for me, it's self-awareness. Like, you know what? I'm just not going to do it, because I know eventually it's not a if, it's a when.
It's a when.
It's going when I get caught.
It's going to happen.
Right, it's going to happen.
The bubble's going to burst at some point. But, you know, a lot of men don't think that far ahead. They're like, this is what's going on now. This is what I'm doing now. They don't kind of, you know, see like, man, down the road.
They are playing checkers, not chess.
Exactly.
That's the problem.
Exactly. So, and they end up in, you know, situations like Miss Gail or anyone,
That's messed up. So, let me ask you something. So, infidelity, side piecing, side chick and all that stuff, it's been around since the dawn of man.
Oh my God, yes.
But, now, well, I'm not saying right now, but like in the last, 30 plus years, you're adding technology. At one point in time, it was, everybody had a pager. From pagers, everybody now has cell phones. And from cell phones, now everybody has social media. How are these things, come into play in terms of given opportunities, or now men or now people find it easier, especially when you think about the advent of social media, with Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and now TikTok. Is this making things, obviously I think it's making things easier, but for women who want to figure out why my man is liking this woman's pictures and stuff like that, how would social media come into play in terms of what women can be on the lookout for?
Yeah, and social media has definitely, I think, widened that number, men cheating, because it's just another tool.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now you have your cell phones. Now cell phones are locked with a combination. Okay, not like the old days when we had flip phones. I had a flip phone, and nothing was locked. You know what I mean? Now you have codes and stuff, so it's easier for a man to cheat. It's funny because, like, if I'm dating somebody, if I go on a date with someone and they have a cell phone, the first thing I look at is see if the phone is up or is he placing it down, face down.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because that's just one. Because I know I do that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not necessarily for the same reason a man, but it's for privacy.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like if a man doesn't have anything to hide, I feel like the phone will go up. And if we're talking and then someone texts you, I mean, you don't care about it because you don't have anything to hide. I had a boyfriend who was notorious about placing it
always placing it down
because he didn't. He didn't want me to see. So social media has made it very easy for men to cheat because of these type of tools. You got the DMs. It's never a day that goes by that some man ain't in my DM.
I heard that. Okay.
And I'm not. And what's funny is some of the men that I know, and I know that they're married.
Mm.
And I was like, okay. Starts off innocently. Hey, beautiful. You shouldn't be calling another woman beautiful if you have a wife.
Mm.
You know what I mean? I appreciate the compliment, but you don't need to be in my DMs. So, I was like, well, hey, how are you? And then it kind of goes in. I guess it's just kind of testing the water.
Trying to see, kind of get a feel for, where your mind is, or you okay with this?
Exactly.
Oh, wow.
And the first thing I say, hey, how's your wife?
Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. We ain't talking about her right now.
You bringing up old stuff.
Right. So, even examples like that, actually, you know what made me, this was funny because you tagged me in the video with, what was it, the side chick that came to church and attacked the first lady, or was it the other way around? It was something where, I think it was a video you sent me where it was in church and the pastor's side chick,
Oh, I think I remember that.
I think, came into church and attacked or assaulted the first lady. If it was something like, okay, let's say it's the other way around. Let's say you were a wife or a girlfriend and you discover, you got hard evidence that your man has a side chick.
Mm-hmm.
And not only that, you know who the side chick is.
Okay.
You know where she is. For the women out there who are at this point now, they know their man has a side chick. They know who the side chick is.
Mm-hmm.
How would you advise them? What would be your advice in terms of next step? Do you suggest, hey, you should go approach the side chick, or you should,
no.
What advice would you tell to the woman, to the wife watching this now, and she knows who the side chick is? What would you tell her would be the next step?
Next step is talk to your husband.
Mm.
Okay, not the side chick. Because it all starts and ends with the husband.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and a lot of women do that. They want to confront the other woman. Totally, in my opinion, excusing the behavior of the husband or your boyfriend. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't be in this situation if it wasn't for him. You know, there was
He's the common denominator.
Exactly. So there's nothing that you can gain from going to the side chick except being even more pissed off. Because, you know, if she wants to, you know, get under your skin, all she got to do is say, listen, your husband was here, this, and this, he's doing this, and look, I'm pregnant now. You know what I mean? It could be any of that kind of stuff. So you have to start with your husband, because that's where it started in the beginning. The cheating started with him.
You know,
and some women, now I will admit, some women are aggressive enough, and they know that the husband is married, and they will keep on a relationship or encourage a relationship or continue to tempt a married man, but it still starts and ends with that man. You know how strong are you? How strong is the love for your wife and your family? Okay, at the end of the day, okay, that's what it comes down to. But confronting a side chick, that I would never, and I have never. I have never, and I've been cheated on. There's stories in this book where the side chick came to me, called me one night in the middle of the night. I mean, it was crazy, and I'm like, so what does this have to do with me though? Okay, so you're fucking my man, and then you want to call me in the middle of the night to tell me that you're fucking my man. What kind of response you want me to say? What do you want me to say? You know what I mean? And I gave her a response that she wasn't expecting. This has absolutely nothing to do with me. So what is your point? I got to get up in the morning. What's the fucking point? And she kind of started stuttering, because I guess she thought that we were going to have this conversation. I was going to get mad. I was going to, you know, I don't fuck him, and you know, this has absolutely nothing to do with me. Okay, and a lot of times women do that. The side chick will try to contact the wife or the girlfriend, and you know, try to fuck stuff up. You
know, it's funny. I just right when you were talking, I had a flashback. The movie Poetic Justice. I think when it came out, I was either 14 or 15, whatever. Now, I'm remembering the scene in Poetic Justice where Candy Alexander played a woman in the beauty salon talking to her friend, and she looks over and she sees a woman that she knows is having sex with her boyfriend. And Candy is talking to her friend, like, look at her with her, you know, her fake hair, and just basically talking about the woman knowing that, you know, that woman is sleeping with her husband. And then the woman hears Candy, and she gets up and is like, is there a problem, bitch? And Candy's like, you know, don't be, I know, you know, basically saying, I know you fucking my man. The line that caught me was when the side chick was like, you know, whatever, bitch, but next time you kiss your man, you taste in my pussy. And that part, I'm thinking, that is so fucked up. That's a fucked up thing to say. And you know,
in this book, I have, you know, several tales of a side chick, and one was one of my best friends. This is a complicated story. I'm gonna try to get down to the nitty gritty. I had two friends, okay? Friend A, friend B, okay? And I invited both to a birthday celebration for my daughter, okay? Now, I didn't know friend B was fucking friend A's husband until the day of the party.
Fucking the whole alphabet.
I was like, oh my goodness. So both of them in my house. One was married and she was pregnant. The other one, she brought her daughter. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, y'all, you know, the girl who was messing around my other friend's husband, I was like, listen, just keep cool. You know, this is just remember this celebration is for my daughter. Anyway, long story short, the other friend of mine kept fucking with my other friend's husband. And then, you know, eventually the wife found out or whatever, she had the baby. Baby was 2 months old. My other friend went over to the other friend's house, banging on the door middle of the night, because the husband told her he was coming over to her house, but instead he went home. And she didn't appreciate him going home to his wife and baby. So she came banging on the door. Banging on the door. Now my friend is telling me this, and I'm sitting there with my mouth dropping, and she said exactly what is in that movie. She was like, smell your husband's breath, smell just like my pussy.
Mm.
It was,
That ain't some trifling shit.
And this baby was maybe 6, 8 weeks old. I mean, it was a baby. And I told her I've been, look, honey, hold this baby.
Wow. Like, hold my baby.
Hold my baby. Because this bitch dripping. Yeah. Some side chicks are just that brazen. That they will do that. But I will also say that they know who they can do it to and not.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I had a side piece the same one that called me in the morning telling me that she was, having a relationship with my man. She came to my house. She didn't knock on my door, but she was looking in my front window while he was over.
Creepy.
And I chased her down the street with a bat at 2 o'clock in the morning, barefoot, hauling ass, trying to catch her. And so the next day, I grabbed his phone and I found her number. He was sitting right there. I just grabbed the phone. I was like, give me this phone. So I found her number and I called her and I said, it's on site. That's all I said. On site. Everybody knows what that means.
Everybody, particularly if you're in the black community, you know on site. You know what that means.
And so she's like, but Kelli. But my ass. Okay? But my ass. Okay, it's on site. And so you have chicks like that that are very aggressive. And the thing after that, because she knew where I lived. And it only took 2 phone calls for me to get the rundown of where she lived, her mom and her brother lived. Okay? Less than 20 minutes. I had all the information on that I could actually, and I went over to her house and I left a note on her car and I said, I know where you live too, bitch. And it stopped.
So, you know what, it makes me think, that story makes me think about something you brought up concerning side chicks and what happens when the side chick is pregnant.
Oh.
Because it does happen. Often, dudes out here, you're already reckless in your marriage. You're already, showing mad disrespect to your wife. Now you're out here and you don't even know how to pull out. You don't even know.
Shooting up the club.
Just shooting up the club for no reason. And, at that point it's like, okay, what is the scenario? I mean, what can be done when the husband's out here already slanging dick, just rounding the block, going public, but now your side chick is pregnant. Not only pregnant and keeping it.
Yeah. And that happens a lot. And then they get mad with the side chick when they say they're keeping their kid. Like, really? One of the things that I've always, and you met my son, one of the things I've always taught my son is always protect your DNA. Protect your DNA. It happens all the time with basketball players, football players, any celebrity. Next thing you know, you got some young kid with a contract of $100 million. Next thing you know, boom, 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 boom. Story of Zion, remember?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. They're out there. They're just waiting for that opportunity. And I've always told my son, I was like, protect your DNA at all costs. But, yeah, that happens. And then, sometimes the man get pissed off because she wants to keep the baby. There was, I don't know if I tagged you in this story about the woman who, side chick got pregnant, okay, had the baby. The wife didn't know anything about it. The husband died. Then side chick said, this is his son. And so the whole debate where does the wife have a responsibility to make sure that his outside baby is taken care of. So it was a whole thing. And so someone asked me, I was like, the wife has no obligation to the baby. She didn't even know the baby was here. Although the baby is the innocent party, and my thing is, and I tell people all the time, and I even put it in the book, protect yourself. While you're out here getting fucked, make sure, he's making sure that you're okay.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Don't settle for a new handbag, a pair of shoes, or dinner at a nice restaurant. You know, make them pad your account, pad your IRA account. You know, whatever. So if something so if something happens like this, and the husband is no longer, you know, you don't have to go to the wife because he's already made sure that you were taken care of, or you made sure that, you know, if that happens, you and your baby is going to be fine. But going to a wife begging for some of the insurance money, if that would have happened to me, I was like,
sorry, can't do it for you.
I mean, I don't know. They got governmental programs to help. You know what I mean? But I can't be involved with that. You know, like I said, the baby is the innocent party, but you got two stupid individuals who are, you know, engaging in these type of relationships. Then a baby comes, and then how does it then becomes the wife's responsibility? No.
Now the wife is supposed to be the mature one, and
and be, you know, the saints, you know, and be like, oh yeah,
my house is your house, and No, I just remember. I remember an old head told me a long time ago. Well, I heard him say, he was like, you know, any man who's a real man, you know, knows that the wife is not supposed to find out about the side chick or the kids until the funeral. You know, No, I heard a guy say this. He was like, because at that point it's like, well, you dead. It ain't your problem anymore.
Exactly.
But I mean, we've all heard about those stories. And I remember saying this at your book signing. You know, I'm always gonna feel this way to the day I die. It's always gonna be a bitch named Ursula that nobody know about until the funeral. Until the funeral. Like, who's that strange woman kissing granddad? And you know, I'm like, yeah, it's always, again, if you're out there and your name Ursula, you're a side chick. Can't convince me otherwise. Can't convince me otherwise.
Why Ursula?
Hashtag Ursula side chick. We gonna make that go viral.
That's so funny. Okay,
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
So yeah, Miss Ursula, she makes herself known at that funeral.
Mm-hmm.
She and Granddad didn't have that relationship for a long time. She was just saying her goodbyes, but and I'm glad you brought that up because, you know, back in the day, you know, of course they didn't have social media and all this kind of thing, but back in the day, I shared with you that my father was notorious for side pieces, okay? But they had, the side chicks then had boundaries, you know what I mean? Not one side chick ever came to my mom and dad's house.
They knew their place.
Exactly. So it's like, you know, I don't know what happened. I don't know what motivated the new ones, you know, even ones my age, they just out there, you know, and they just ready to tell their story because you have social media. Mm-hmm. It gets you likes, it gets you views, it gets you all this attention. But, you know, I've always said, you know, keep your mouth shut.
Now, do you think, you know, in terms of, you know, I guess back in the day or way back, you know, prior generations, do you think there was a culture of wives that kind of accepted the possibility? Because I've heard people say that, you know, back in the day when, you know, it was traditional, when it was hyper traditional, the man, it was understood that, you know, granddad paid all the bills.
Mm-hmm. You know, grandma didn't work.
Grandma didn't work.
Mm-hmm.
But as a corollary, some people say, well, because of that, you know, men felt entitled to have a side piece because they were like, well, I pay all the bills. You know, the side piece would be on the other side of town with a separate family. The wife would be, you know, at home, all the bills are paid, everything's covered. But you did have this culture of men, and it wasn't specific to a race. You know, white, black, Italian.
Exactly.
You had Italians. They had their gumars, and the wives could just kind of understood. Not that they liked it,
right.
But it was almost like a consequence. Well, he pays all the bills, so this goes with it. Do you think that's, you know, kind of still going on today? But, you know, like you said, these women nowadays don't know their place, or
they don't know their place, and they're ready to tell. But I don't think, it doesn't matter, to me, it doesn't matter if the man is paying all the bills or not.
Right.
You know, it's a level of respect. The story I'll tell you, Miss Gail, I don't think she worked and her husband paid all the bills, you know. So you can't make a case with me saying, well, I pay all the bills, so I should, you know, be able to get some outside pussy. No.
I should be able to get some outside pussy. Every once in a while, just pretend you're not there. Just turn your head.
Yeah, but I'm gonna make sure you straight. I'm gonna buy you this car. I'm gonna do this, and you know what? And it was funny because, and I say that, my mom. I know my mom had gut feeling that my father on many occasions was cheating. Now they were two totally different people. Now my father, he worked hard during the week, and then on the weekends he liked to party. So he would go out, he would drink, and he would party. My mom was not like that. She was the total opposite. She was into the church. So she didn't do any of that. So she wouldn't go out with him. Okay? So my dad, every weekend, he's going out. He's by himself. His wife was at home. That was the opportunity. The opportunities are there. You know, no matter how drunk he got or how long he went out, he never spent the night away from home. You know, he always came home. And I think the only thing that that I can remember that if, you know, this is when we had landlines.
Oh yeah.
Okay, we had landlines.
Kids, if you back, back in the day, mommies and daddies, there was a thing called landlines. Before there were cell phones, we had landlines.
So the most we would do, the phone would ring, I would answer the phone, my mom answered the phone, whoever answered the phone, they would just hang up. But when my dad answered the phone, there was a conversation, and then it was like, who's that? And he would make up somebody,
Well, it was nobody. Well, you was on the phone with nobody for
a while.
For a while.
And then, all right, I'm going to run to the store, I'm going to go over, blah, blah, it was one of those kind of things. But they never crossed the line to involve my mom in any kind of way. My dad did get caught a couple times, but it was by his own stupidity that he got caught. It wasn't because of the side chick. But so the rules have definitely changed, and I talk about that in the book because back then there was a code. There was like this honor among thieves.
Just unspoken words, unspoken truth.
Exactly. But now it's like,
we're going to get our likes and we're going to go viral.
Oh, exactly. And so I saw one young lady, someone was interviewing her, and it was all about, would you have a relationship with a married man? And she was like, sure, because, especially if he has money, and if he don't continue the money, I'm going to tell his wife.
Right, and that's the part I don't understand. With a lot of these guys, particularly men of means, a lot of resources, and they're cheating on their wives with women who have nothing to lose, everything to gain.
Yes, exactly.
And I never understood, because at the end of the day, and I remember saying this at your book signing, I'm thinking, okay, once this woman collects enough DMs, text messages, she collects enough receipts, what's stopping her from saying, buy me this or I'm going to tell your wife?
You know what's stopping? The thing is that women have to be very careful about is because things can get very ugly very quickly. When a man feels like his whole world is going to collapse, he's going to get desperate, okay? And there has been a lot of situations, and this is one of many reasons why I wrote this book, is that women get killed. Okay, you get killed. One young lady decided to do just that.
Try to blackmail him.
She outed him on Facebook.
Ooh.
Okay, had a whole told his name and tagged his wife and all this other stuff. He came to that woman's house and shot her live on Facebook.
Oh my God.
With an AR-15. He sure did. He was like, I'm going to make you famous. I'm going to make you famous. And he killed her
on Facebook
Live. And I saw the story on one of these crime shows. I was like, oh my God, that's what I just wrote about. Well, the story is he killed her, but her brother was at the house. So he comes downstairs to see what the commotion is about, and he kills the brother. The mother comes to the house. She lost both of her kids because of this situation, because the daughter was messing around with a married man. He ends up, this was in Louisiana, the police comes, they arrest him. He's spending the rest of his natural life and behind bars over some new pussy.
Over new pussy.
Is it worth it, guys? Come on now.
And now he's behind bars. He's the new pussy.
Exactly.
Man, fellas, if you hear my voice right now, my advice to you is just jack off. Just jack off. You'll feel so much better.
You know, the thing is, you know, I mentioned earlier about old pussy doing new tricks. There's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? It's really nothing wrong with that, you know.
I hate, you know, that should be title of a new old pussy doing new tricks. That should, oh, I like that.
So it's, I mean, and you know, and because at the end of the day, when the man gets tired, okay, because the new pussy eventually turns to old pussy.
But all new pussy always turns over.
So then you have this whole cycle. Okay, that, you know, I've been there, done that, and so I'm gonna go back to my wife, and then, you know, another opportunity comes, and then this cycle, you know. So it's like at some point you men have to know and recognize that if you have a wife, you have a family, you have somebody, you know, that loves you. Because the thing is, like I said, these men don't think long term, is that men really love their wives and their main chicks and their wifeys when shit hit the fan. Okay? If you have now, if you're sick or you've been into an accident and where you need somebody that got you, okay, because you know the side pieces, they ain't got time. They didn't went on to the other one. That's what they call jump off.
They ain't checking for you like that.
Jump, so they're not going to do that. Now you're looking at your wife, baby, don't leave me, don't leave. What was that movie? It was a movie.
Probably a Tyler Perry movie.
It was. Remember the guy was in the wheelchair?
Yeah, Diary of a Mad Black Woman.
Yeah, that one. That shit is real.
Mm-hmm.
And it happens all the time. And so, actually, it happened to me. And it's like, well, what happened to this person and this person? It's like, hell, I'm not even gonna lie.
Oh, she changed the number.
It was like they're not gonna, you know, they were fine to hang out with, to drink and party with, but you know, at the end of the day, they want somebody to take care of them. They know that's gonna love them. And side pieces ain't doing that.
Yeah, that's just a fun thing. And not side pieces aren't built, you know, to stay there.
And they don't want, and trust me, side pieces, y'all don't want that.
I don't want that. Y'all can't stick with a man fighting cancer or
exactly,
you know, dialysis. Y'all ain't coming around.
Y'all ain't built for that. And then when the money's gone, then what you're gonna do?
Right.
They're gonna jump on to somebody else, and then that cycle of them it will continue. You know,
just gonna repeat.
So.
Well, Kelli, thank you again. Again, it's always been enlightening when we talk about this subject matter. But before we cut out here, is there anything you want to talk about in terms of your book? You know, if everybody out there, you know, just really quickly, if you're out there, make sure you go to Facebook, go to that search bar and type in Ringside LLC, find our private Facebook group and request to join, and either myself or one of the admins will admit you. For a copy of, what is it, How to Be a Better Jump Off?
How to be a better jump off, what every side piece must know. You know, this is the perfect time for us to do this because 2 times I promote this book. And it's Christmas and then Valentine's Day. Because everybody always, you know, clowning the side piece on Valentine's Day, saying your day is the 15th. No, baby, yours can be on the 14th too. You just got to know what you're doing.
That part. And everybody, we make it real easy for you. We're going to have a link in the description, so just click on it, and it'll take you to the Amazon link where you can purchase it. And also have Miss Koins' social media, so you can follow her across her social media, subscribe, support. Everybody, thank you so much. Kelli, it's always a pleasure when our paths cross.
Exactly.
Everybody out there, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Again, make sure you subscribe. This is Trey Amazing, Ringside Corner Confessions, and we out. Peace.